simply saying this politician is lying. And in this case, the Mail on Sunday is saying that Angela Rayner is lying.
That could bankrupt the country. You know, if it was desperation stakes, so okay, well, you probably need it or whatever. It's not, it's to give it away.
In her own tweets, the proof, Angela Rayner has been lying.
State, we're delivering for working people by banning no-fault evictions and introducing groundbreaking protections for renters, which they promised and didn't deliver.
Angela Rayner, the fiery deputy leader of the Labour Party, has just endured a devastating political and personal blow, one that left the entire courtroom and the nation in stunned silence. British politics like this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Dark British, believe it or not. Over 98% of viewers watch our content without hitting the follow button. Subscribing is completely free. In a chamber thick with tension and flashing cameras, the Chief Justice
Used to be when you spoke about politicians, you'd be like, you know, have they been economical with the truth? Have they misrepresented themselves? Have they perhaps been a bit dishonest?
It began as a financial misconduct claim connected to her property holdings, but it quickly spiraled into a wide-reaching investigation, one that reached into her financial disclosures, raised questions about her eligibility, and included accusations that she had deliberately misled Parliament.
She was registered on the electoral roll of that address. It meant that she didn't have to pay capital gains tax on that property.
Despite years of voice coaching.
Yeah, if nothing else, we should get rid of them because of their voices. I think they've been coached into speaking like this.
Rayner denied everything, calling the case a political hit job, an attempt to silence one of the picture's establishment's loudest critics. But the legal system kept moving unaffected by spin-off slogans. When the initial ruling went against her 3 weeks ago, Rayner immediately filed an appeal. It was her last best shot at clearing her name before the controversy turned into a full-blown scandal. She called it a matter of principle.
In her own tweets, the proof, Angela Rayner has been lying.
I don't recognise, to be honest, and it's tittle tattle. So I don't recognise what was said in that book.
But today, that fire burned out. Courtroom insiders described a somber, almost grim atmosphere. The gallery was full. Reporters, aides, and even a few familiar faces from rival parties all sat in heavy silence. Everyone understood what was at stake. If the appeal was denied, Rayner could face formal censure, suspension, or even expulsion.
Odd that the Labour Party won't reveal who paid for the voice.
Yeah, they won't reveal who paid for it either.
It's funny that, isn't
also,
it? Maybe no one paid.
Have you noticed also in terms of what people...
And we're also delivering the largest single package of devolution pushing power out of Westminster. We're delivering where they...
The silence was deafening. Rayner's face froze for a moment. She didn't move. Then, without a word, she stood, turned toward the exit, and broke down. Witnesses described her legs slightly giving way as aides rushed to support her, were red tears falling, and she shook her head again and again, as if trying to reject the reality that had just hit her. One source close to her said, "She's never looked more human, or more alone." The ruling didn't just uphold the earlier judgment, it cleared the path for Parliament's Ethics Committee to start formal disciplinary action, which means Angela Rayner's political career now hangs by a thread. And everyone knows it. Within minutes, the media storm exploded. Headlines lit up screens and front pages. Rayner's fall, tears of a deputy leader, justice denied, justice served.
Simply saying this politician is lying. And in this case, the Mail on Sunday is saying that Angela Rayner is lying.
Yeah, translation of that is, I did say it, and I'm not going to actually deny saying this. The smart thing for her to do.
Newsrooms scrambled to gather reactions from party officials, legal experts, and political opponents. Prime Minister Keir Starmer released a carefully worded statement, expressing respect for the legal process but offered no words of personal support. It was the most powerful silence of all.
Ever saying that to anybody, but we all have frustrations when we're at work sometimes, and I'm sure people have been frustrated with me at work sometimes.
Labour Party insiders are reportedly in full panic mode. Rayner has long been a key voice for the party's working-class identity, a needed counterweight to the smooth centrist tone of its leadership. Losing her, whether by resignation or forced removal, could split Labour's voter base and leave a major...
This means that Ms Rayner potentially faces a criminal conviction and a fine for a false declaration on the electoral roll, And under tax rules...
that could bankrupt the country. You know, if it was desperation stakes, so okay, well, you probably need it or whatever. It's not, it's to give it away.
But for now, it's Rayner's personal reckoning that has captured the nation's attention. Supporters flooded social media with messages of support, while critics jumped in with visible glee, some calling her breakdown an act, others seeing it as karma. The tribal side of British politics has rarely felt this raw. And yet, beneath all the noise, one truth remains clear. This is a historic moment. A senior British politician, one of the most well-known women in Parliament.
The obvious thing would be to say, no, I absolutely didn't say it. I'll tell you why she's not denying it, is because she fears she might have been recorded.
Yep.
State, we're delivering for working people by banning no-fault evictions and introducing groundbreaking protections for renters, which they promised and didn't deliver.
This isn't just a PR disaster, it's the collapse of her public image, her story, and her political persona. Legal experts say the next step now lies with Parliament. The Ethics Committee is under growing pressure to act quickly, but Rayner's legal team is reportedly working on new strategies to delay or shift the process. Some insiders believe she might choose to resign early to regain control of the...
It's not tittle-tattle, that's what the woman who's now the Deputy Prime Minister is reported to have said about the now Prime Minister.
Sure, and there was lots of other things that people have said.
As night settled over Westminster, Angela Rayner left the courthouse through a side entrance, flanked by security. Her head was bowed, and she said nothing. But it no longer mattered. Images of her emotional collapse had already gone viral. So, let's call it what it is, a political earthquake with aftershocks still to come.
So let's just accept their premise that they don't have much money, and that's a difficult pitch to bat on if you're a government. Okay.
The verdict may have been legal, but the fallout is both emotional and unmistakably political. Now the clock is ticking. Will the Labour Party stand behind her? Will Parliament move quickly? Or will this storm drag on, cutting deeper into an already divided political landscape? For Angela